If you're hearing a steady hissing or shushing sound from the back of your car only when you brake lightly, there is a very common and simple reason for it. That rhythmic noise that perfectly matches your wheel speed is almost always just harmless brake dust trapped inside your rear drum brakes, not a sign of a major failure. The reason this happens is because of the old-school design of a drum brake. Unlike modern disc brakes that are open to the air, a drum brake is a completely enclosed system. Inside that cast-iron drum, a pair of brake shoes press outward to create friction. Every time you stop, the material on those shoes wears away, creating a fine, gritty dust. Because the whole assembly is sealed up, that dust has absolutely nowhere to go. It just builds up, month after month. This gets much worse if you live in a dry, dusty area or drive on dirt roads, which packs even more fine grit inside. When you press the brake pedal lightly, the shoes move just enough to grind against this packed-in layer of dust. The dust acts like fine sand between the two surfaces, creating that signature hissing or shushing sound. A related cause is called glazing. If the brakes get too hot, the surface of the shoes can cook and become hard and shiny like glass. A glazed surface doesn't grip well and can also produce a hissing noise. The key clue is the rhythm. Since the dust is inside a rotating drum, the sound it makes will be perfectly in sync with your wheel's speed. First, before you pick up any tools, you need to confirm the sound is just a nuisance and not something serious. Take the car to a quiet street, roll down the windows, and listen carefully as you brake at city speeds. A noise from brake dust is most obvious under light pedal pressure and will often go away entirely when you brake hard. If the noise gets much louder or turns into a harsh, metallic grinding sound when you press harder, you have a different problem. That grinding means the brake shoes have worn completely down to the metal, which is a safety issue that needs immediate attention. Also, listen for consistency. If the hiss is constant even when you are not braking, the cause is likely something else, like a vacuum leak in the brake booster under the hood, which is a separate and more urgent repair. Finally, pay attention to how the brake pedal feels. If the pedal feels soft, spongy, or travels too close to the floor, you could have air in the hydraulic lines. If the car pulls hard to one side when you brake, a component could be stuck. These symptoms point to bigger problems that cleaning will not fix. Next, if the brakes feel firm and the noise is the only symptom, you can prepare to clean the drums. The only effective fix is to take them apart and clean them manually. Spraying brake cleaner through the small adjustment hole in the back is a complete waste of time. It simply can't reach or flush out the packed-in dust. To do this job right, you must start with safety. Park on level ground, chock the front wheels, and then safely lift the rear of the vehicle with a jack. You must support the rear axle on a pair of sturdy jack stands before you do any work. Never ever work on a car that is only held up by a jack. Once the car is secure, remove the wheel. You'll be looking at the brake drum. If it's been on there for years, it's probably rusted to the hub. Do not use a steel hammer to hit it, as you can easily crack the cast iron. Instead, use a rubber mallet and give it several firm taps around the outer edge, rotating the drum as you go, to break the rust bond and loosen it. Then, with the drum off, you can perform the cleaning and inspection. Be prepared to see a thick coating of black or gray dust on everything inside. It is absolutely critical that you wear a good quality dust mask for this step. Brake dust is very bad to breathe in, and on older vehicles, it could even contain asbestos. The best way to clean everything is with compressed air, but you must do this outdoors where the dust can blow away safely. Thoroughly blow the dust off the brake shoes, all the springs and levers, and the backing plate. Also, blow out the inside of the drum you removed. If you don't have an air compressor, a few cans of aerosol brake cleaner will work. Place a drain pan underneath and generously spray everything down until the cleaner runs clear. Once it's clean, inspect the parts. The brake shoes should have at least 1/8 of an inch of friction material left. Look for any dark, wet areas around the rubber boots of the wheel cylinder at the top. Wetness means it's leaking hydraulic fluid and must be replaced. Check that all the springs are intact and properly seated. If the shoes or the inside of the drum look extremely shiny, you can use a piece of 80 grit sandpaper to scuff the surfaces lightly to break the glaze and restore friction. Finally, before you put the drum back on, you need to adjust the brakes. At the bottom of the assembly is a small toothed wheel called the star wheel. This is part of the self-adjusting mechanism that is supposed to keep the shoes close to the drum as they wear, but it often gets stuck. Using a flathead screwdriver or a proper brake spoon, you can turn this star wheel to manually push the shoes outward. Turn it a few clicks at a time, then test fit the drum. The goal is to adjust it until you feel a very light, consistent drag as you slide the drum on and turn it by hand. This simple adjustment makes a huge difference, restoring a firm brake pedal and ensuring the brakes engage evenly. Once adjusted, reinstall the drum and the wheel. Ignoring this hissing sound isn't immediately dangerous, but leaving that abrasive dust in there will slowly grind down your brake components, turning a simple cleaning job into a more expensive replacement down the road. After putting the wheels back on, your very next move should be a few slow, careful stops in your driveway to make sure the brakes feel solid and balanced before you head out on the road.